Hello, friends and fellow board gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Board Games with Rob. Today, I'm going to be going over and providing my thoughts on a two-player version of a pretty popular game that's been around for a while, and that's Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Duel. Yes, this is in line with all the two-player versions of the dual versions of games that have been coming out lately. There's been Res Arcana Duel, Monumental Duel, Everdell Duel. There's a ton of them, and this isn't anything that's new. And so how does this stand up to all to its big brother, or do we need another two-player version of another game? Um, well, let's talk about that. Let me go to the table and show you what a setup of this game looks like. And the way we've got this arranged is each player will have their own bottle, potion bottle, and then the board will be split in half. You're going to have the blue side and the yellow side, and you're going to have these patients that start out in the center of the game. And the whole premise of this, if you're used to or have played Quacks of Quedlinburg, it is a bag builder game where you're pulling um, potion ingredients out of a bag, and this keeps that mechanic. So it has that press your luck of pulling out and building your bag over time of the different potion ingredients to brew a potion. But what's unique about this is that as you take turns, um, these patients, and they kind of look pretty neat. They're meeples of like a sick patient that you're going to be wanting to heal over time, and they're going to pop out of the center area of the board, and then they're going to be heading over in one direction or the other to what you have. Each player starts out with a market stall. As you can see on the board, it has a beginning location on each side that are both equidistant from the center area, from this park area of the board. And so as you pull out chits from your bag and into your potion bottle, you're going to be moving a patient, and it's going to be kind of a tug of war. You're going to be moving them either one way towards your market stall, or, one player might move them close, and then, the other player will then get a turn, and then they'll wind up, moving it towards their market stall, which is over here. So the main thing that you're going to be trying to do is moving that patient closer to your market stall, as well as moving your market stall. One of the actions that you'll be able to do with one of the ingredients is actually moving this market stall closer so that the distance from the park to that market stall is in essence closer to you. And then the first player to get I think it's seven patients into their guild hall. So either side of the guild hall, or after 7 rounds, the seventh round has triggered. That will end the game. And as you get patients into your guild hall, that's going to trigger some different actions, and it kind of helps. Quacks had kind of a little bit of a catch-up mechanism in it, and this game has that too in a couple different areas. One way is, when a player gets a patient into their guild hall, then in this case, um, the opposing player, which is represented by a black, the black icon means your opposing player, whereas the white is you when it's referenced from your side. In this case, your opposing player can upgrade one of their black chips, and they'll be able to do that, for the first 2 times that you get a patient into your guild hall. And then here, this is where you'll have to add or you'll have to move your market stall. Oh, forgive me. No, I'm sorry. You'll have to add a white chit to your bag. That's, again, represented by the white players. So yeah, again, it's things that are going to, as you get your patients into your side of the market hall, the game is going to be helping the opposing player in the form of either upgrading their chips or their potion ingredients, or punishing you with adding some more of those white chips. And for those that are familiar with the original game, it's the white chips that, are bad and can trigger explosions. And you're going to have a very similar thing happen here. A couple unique differences to this is this idea of coin tossing. You're going to have at the beginning of the game, there's 3 different coins. You'll pick 2 of them, and the game suggests picking the gold and the silver, but you'll flip this, the first player will, and then however they land, the opposing player will then pick what they want of the two, and then you'll get the other. So this could be anything from getting 3 coins to moving your market stall closer to the uh, to the entrance of the park so that the patients, don't have as far to travel. It can be covering up explosion areas on your bottle. There's a variety of different things that you can pick from. And so that will start the round. Then you'll start picking up, drawing chits from your bag. Now, I'm not going to go over all the different chits. I'll explain what some of them are, or I keep calling them chips or chits, but they're ingredients, and I'll kind of go through that. But you will keep drawing until one of three things happens. So as you pull a chip from your bag, it will either be a colored chip or a white chip. A colored chip is anything that is not a white chip. So for example, these are the white chips or ingredients, right? And so if you get one of those, you're going to place them in the bottom of your potion bottle at a space designated by the number on the chit. So for example, I drew a 3, so I will put it on the third spot. Now, if I draw a colored chip, then that will go into the neck of the bottle. And then the round will end in three different ways. Either I fill up the neck of the bottle with colored chips. And if that's the case, then what I will do is I will add, and as I add a colored chip to the neck, then that's where you'll take the corresponding ability of that ingredient that is on their card. Um, but at the end, after I've triggered the round end, then I would move my patient a number of spaces equal to the sum of these chips plus the last white one that I had. So, for example, if I had drawn a 3 and a 1 white, the 3 and the 1, I would add up the last white ingredient. So in this case, a 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2. So I would move him 6 spaces towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the blue player would go, and he would move that patient closer to his side of the bottle. And then if you ever get him into your market, then that's where you would move him into the guild hall, and you'll trigger the abilities of getting into that market or the guild hall. Another way that the round might end is, as people are familiar with the base game, is if you ever have to put a white chip on and it goes into one of these 3 slots. That will trigger an explosion and you'll wind up losing either half your gold, or you will lose, you'll have to move the patient halfway towards the opposing player. The other way is you can just stop. If you like with the push your luck, if you're getting close to the white side and you don't want to trigger that explosion, you're happy with the amount of colored chips that you have, you can stop. You'll move your patient and do all of that fun stuff. Now, once both people have stopped, there's another really cool aspect of this game, and it's this whole thing about these round cards and using this offer. You have this offer tokens, and you have 3 upgrade chips and 2 gold coin chips. What you'll do is, if you're that first person, you will, of those 5 chips, you will put them on one side of the round card of this little scale. It's kind of like an I pick you choose mechanism to the opponent. And so what you're trying to do is make it so that the opponent has to either pick what's printed on the side of the card, in this case, the 4 purple chip, or you might want to, maybe you want that 4, and so you want to spruce this up in a manner to where, they might pick the other side. So in this case, I might put those 3 upgrades and a gold, and that might be enough for them to pick that and let you pick the 4 chip. It's a really neat mechanic. Now, some of the cards, there's I think 15 or 20 of these cards. There is 6 that have a suggestion in the bottom of the card as to how to make that offer, because a lot of people aren't going to know what is of value in the game until they've played it a number of times. But that portion of the round will trigger after you have fulfilled your bottle. You have ended your round on your bottle. So either you've passed or you've exploded or you filled the neck of the bottle, because you'll use some of these gold coins to then go to the market and buy your chips, and that's another mechanism in the game that everybody's familiar with. There are going to be 7 rounds in the game, so there's going to be a number of these decisions that you'll have to make. Like, for example, here, there's 2 different level 1 chips that are different colors, or again, you put an offer in. Here it's suggesting to put in 3 upgrade tokens and a gold token. So then on this one, you would get to discard one of your level 1 white chips or ingredients, or make an offer there. And they're suggesting that, the offer be filled of an upgrade, a black upgrade, or 2 gold chips on this one. So eventually you'll get to the last round card, which, it'll trigger the final round, and that's one of the ways the game will end. So that this whole sort of I pick you choose mechanism is new to this game, and that's really neat. And then of course you'll take your gold that you won through the different style chips. Black is the main one that will get you gold when you pull it from your bag, and you'll go to the market and you'll buy stuff. Now you can only carry forward 1 gold. You're going to lose all your gold from round to round. So that adds a little dilemma there too. You're going to have to make best use of your gold. So what are some of these different ingredients you've got? Well, here you've got the peacock eye, and this is going to be all about moving either the patient towards your way, or for example, if you drew 2 chips and they were different values, then you can move your market stall 1, or if there were 3 that aren't equal, you could move it 2 towards your forward. This is the black one that I was talking about. This is going to be the primary way that you're going to get gold throughout the game, is by pulling these things. Um, Again, you might here's another version of the peacock eye. Yeah, here's another way of moving the patient depending upon how many of the white chips that you've got. This is the dragon's blood. That, folks, is Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Duel. So it's different, right? You've got this whole concept of moving patients and this, tug of war between getting it into, your guild hall or your marketplace versus the other. And it adds the whole I pick you choose thing with the scale, and giving the opponent a choice to make, the whole thing with the flip of the coins and getting a bunch of different abilities that way at the beginning of the round. It adds a lot, I think, and makes this, um, in my case, a must play. I really enjoyed Quacks, and I think this provides a whole unique experience to the game that's different from its big brother, especially for 2 players. I would rate this a 9. I really like this. I've always loved bag builders. I've loved deck building, and so once bag building became a thing, that was really neat. Drawing blind from the bag. I mean, that's just great. But there's a lot of variety to this game. There's a lot packed into this small box. I like the whole I pick you choose, and there's so many cards to pick from. They once you've played a couple times with the ones that they suggest, then you can randomize those. As long as you have 6 of them, and then you have the final round. So there's a lot of variety in there, and then having the 3 different options of the 3 coins, the gold, the silver, and the copper coin, and you pick 2 of those to start your game. There's a lot of replayability offered in this game for just 2 players. It's fun, and for those that have played Quacks prior, you're going to be able to pick it up really quick. I didn't talk about this too. There's a lot of catch-up mechanisms in this that reward the opposing player when you pull in a patient to your guild hall. One of the things that'll happen is, as soon as you get a patient to your marketplace, you'll move that marketplace back to every time. So it's got that ability to wait out the game and make it to where it's not one-sided all the time. And my wife enjoyed playing it, which is a bonus. I love playing, being able to play games with her. It's one that she said she'd like to get back to the table. So yes, folks, that's Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Duel. I rated a 9. I really enjoy it. Um, and I want to thank everybody for watching this video. And if you haven't already, I ask you please to consider liking the video and definitely subscribing. I'm trying to get out several videos a week for everybody, and some newer. I'm trying to focus on newer games and ones that I'm actually going to be demoing. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching and have fun gaming. Bye, everybody.